When they first got promoted, Wolves were flying, Europe nights, Molyneux was bouncing, Nuno was unreal. But then you fast forward to now, we're terrible. So what went wrong, and what's going to change if we do want to survive? So let's go back to 2016. Fosun took over. They took us from a championship side to a European side and an established Premier League team in just a few seasons. In 2017, Wolves got promoted. We invested a lot of money into the team, pretty much rebuilding it, and brought in some crucial signings which lasted us a couple of years, like Jimenez, Adama, Moutinho, Patricio, a lot of big names, and probably some of our best players for the last couple of years. But then it came to 2020, we finished 13th in the table. We had a lot of injuries, including Raul, who was our key player, and Nuno ended up leaving the club on mutual terms. Ever since then, it's pretty much just gone downhill. We appointed Bruno Lage in 2021. He was at the club for about a year. In terms of where we are now, I think we would take how good he was. And then we brought in Lopetegui, who somehow did an absolute miracle keeping us up. However, it came to the summer. Wolves didn't want to back him, so we ended up just leaving. Then that came to our third manager since Nuno left, which was Gary O'Neill. He did a pretty good job, to be fair. We was pretty much called out to go down that season, but with 4 days till the season started, he came in and got us to finish 14th in the table, which is not that bad for us at this point. However, the problem happened again. It came to summer, he got no backing, and we had probably one of the poorest sides we've had since we came back up, which then led to him getting sacked in December 2024. Then, our fourth and last manager since Nuno left, Vitor Pereira, who is the current manager right now, he came in, saved us, broke a record and won 6 in a row, which was absolutely unbelievable at the time. But now, it's not looking too good for him. So let's get on to some more recent times and why we are where we are right now. In the summer of 2024, the beginning of this season, Wolves sold a lot of key players, including Mateus Cunha, Aït-Nouri, Semedo, Sarabia, a lot of players that probably were the sole reason we stayed up last season. This resulted to a total of 137 million of departures, and then came for the incomings. Apparently at the start of the transfer window the penny had dropped according to some sources, but as we all know, clearly it didn't. We spent 140 million on incomings, however 27 of that was on Larson. For me, and for a lot of other Wolves fans, we brought in the wrong players really. We've had a couple good ones, like Krejci's been good, Lopez has been good, Aracadera's yet to make much of an impact, Arias, same again, not much of an impact, Chachua, he's been alright, Wolf, he's done nothing, and then obviously Larson came in, well, on a permanent. However, we had him last year. We needed to sign players worth 30, 40, even 50 million, like on one player, because you've sold Cunha for 60 mil, you've sold Aït-Nouri for 30 odd mil, and then the most expensive player we brought in was Aracadera for 26 mil, and even he's still not a Prem proven player. Wolves seem to think, and the owners, that quantity is better than quality. Realistically, it's not. You can have 100 championship players, but it doesn't mean you're going to stay up in the Prem. So in this current team, because of the incomings we got, we're lacking that bit of quality. We've not got a player that single-handedly is able to keep us up. Last season we had Cunha, who clearly did a great job at keeping us up. Larson was good, but this season's yet to really do much. So yeah, in that transfer window, we had to keep Aït-Nouri or we had to keep Cunha. Obviously Cunha was never going to stay. Aït-Nouri actually could have stayed, I think. That was what Jeff Shee said in his interview. He said that Aït-Nouri was happy to stay if we wanted him to stay. So that's the owners cashing in again, as per usual. On to the next thing that I'd say is probably going to send us down, but also what we need to fix to stay up. The tactics. And this is on Vitor as well, so on the manager situation. But the tactics are not good enough. We need to play more attacking football. We've got no attacking threat in any game. No identity in our team. There's no chance for us to score because we just don't have any attacking threat. You've got Larson, who is a number 9, a poacher. His sole job is just to get the ball, put it in the back of the net. He's got no wingers to put the ball into him, so he can't header it. He can't shoot because he never gets the ball in a good position. He's playing way too deep, so when he does get the ball, he's too far back. And I'd say the only source of him getting the ball is just Johnston's long balls up the pitch. And what can he do up the top of the pitch by himself? No support. He's got to get around 4 defenders by himself. So for me, that was a big issue, and also why Larson's clearly not making an impact this season. The defensive situation, we've definitely found our better centre-backs with Santi and Krejci. However, another problem is we're playing too defensive when we go 1-0 up. The goal is for Vitor, go 1-0 up and defend for the whole game until you get a 1-0 win. That's not how football's played. That is Gareth Southgate football and O'Neill football, which is weird because last season we didn't play like that, so I don't really understand it. But 1-0 was not enough. You can't go 1-0 up and expect to be able to hold that for the whole game. It's not physically possible for defenders to do that. Maybe 1 out of 10 times trying it, they'll manage to do it, but it's not realistic. Think of it this way: you've got 4 defenders on the pitch, probably about 8 by the time he's made his subs, and then you're just giving the opposition infinite chances to try and score. Eventually one of them's going to go in, and eventually the defenders are going to make a mistake and concede. And on to the last part of the tactics, Vitor and all that stuff, the subs are absolutely terrible. You've got players like Fer Lopez on the bench, Rodrigo half a time, Aracadera. You've got all these good players on the bench, and we're bringing on the completely wrong players. We're not bringing on attackers, we're bringing on defensive players. Against Sunderland, we brought on Hoover as the first sub, and then it took to the 75th minute to make the actual subs we should have brought on, like Fer Lopez, who changed the game. So the subs is probably the main thing making me think Vitor needs to go. So yeah, on to the manager situation. Vitor does have to go, I've said it 3 times. Vitor needs to go. We need to bring in someone else. I'm giving Vitor till Burnley. If we lose Burnley, 100% he's got to be gone, literally after the game ends. Because if we can't beat them, who can we beat? The manager market's not looking great, which is a concern. You've got Ange, which is like questionable. He's not that good of a manager really. Deutsch has just gone to Forest, so he's off it. Not a lot would want him anyway. I'll put a list of the best options for managers on the screen. But for me, it's a bit of a wild shout, but I would say Bruno Lage is our best option. He wasn't even bad. We would take how he was now, because he got us 10th for the first season, I think it was. And he wasn't a bad manager really. That was almost some of the good times compared to what we are in now. So on to what I think Wolves do need to do if we want to stay up. We need a proper manager with a plan, a tactical plan, and probably, for me, more attacking, aggressive football, because we've got, as I've said, we've got no attacking threat. We've got players that can provide an attacking threat, but we're not using them effectively. So we need a more attacking manager. We need a manager that's experienced. We need a manager that knows what he's doing, and a manager that's going to actually stick up for himself and tell the owners that they need to back him. So yeah, step 1 is get a manager. Step 2 is we need to invest in January. Touching on what I said earlier, we do need to invest in bigger quality players. Probably players that have played in the Prem, because we don't seem to do that anymore. And yeah, players with experience. We need to spend 40 million on one player at a piece, really. Not 10 million on 5, like 2 players worth 40 mil. And I think we also need players with some confidence. Realistically, if we want to stay up, they've probably got to spend 150 million, which is unrealistic with Fosun, but we can only hope. For me, I want more players worth 40, 50 million, even if that means we only get 2 or 3 players. We need star players that are going to come in the team, instantly make an impact and keep us up, because we've only got 5 months between January and the end of the season, and we'll probably be bottom of the table, so they need to do something. And then on to step 3. Respectfully, the owners are terrible. Fosun, you've done us well, you got us promoted, everyone appreciates what I've done to actually get us to this point, but they're not keeping up with what Premier League teams need to do nowadays, so it's time for them to go. There are some rumours about Wolves being up for sale. For me, I don't believe it, but we can only hope. The fans deserve better. We do have a good fan base, really. It's just times like this, you can't even blame the fans for being how they are. If it keeps going on like this, season after season after season, just avoiding relegation, I think we'd all rather just go down at this point and just accept it. So yeah, 3 steps to stay up. Will we do them? Probably not a single one of them. But yeah, that's my take. Hope you enjoyed. Bit more high quality video. If you did enjoy it, comment and I'll make more. But yeah, let's hope we'll stay up. And thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and boom.